The Mr. Gay World competition is a 21st century public performance, where the delegates represent their nation as the best spokesperson and embody the spirit of their nation. The competition takes place over an intense 4 days and includes various challenges including a photo challenge, sports challenge, fashion show, swimsuit challenge, public speaking, and also a local outreach challenge where the Mr. Gay Worlds are able to work with a local charity to give back to the community in hosting the competition. This year's Mr. Gay World delegates come from 27 nations, as diverse as Ireland, Ethiopia, Finland, Mexico, Argentina, Ethiopia, Namibia, and Hong Kong. And our delegate is Mr. Benjamin Michael. G'day and welcome to Inside Out. Today we're going to be chatting with none other than Mr. Gay Australia, Benjamin Michael. We're going to be revealing the layers of his personality and finding out a bit of information that you might not know about Australia's crowned gay. And to help with peeling back the layers, I've decided to put on a barbecue spread on his rooftop. So whilst he saunters out of the pool, I better get started. G'day, buddy.
Hey, how are ya? Thought
Good.
with our Queensland heritage we might celebrate with our Bundy rum.
Done. So you've just been crowned Mr. Gay Australia. What's it like and how did it come about?
I'm very excited. It was kind of a bit by surprise, but yeah, it's pretty good. I've had quite a journey with it so far, and now I'm doing this, so you know, it's all just another day in the life of Mr. Gay, I guess.
A lot of people are going to be joking that it's just a beauty contest, and let's face it, you're pretty easy to look at. What do you say to those people that just reckon it's a beauty contest?
Well, firstly, thank you. Well, I mean, it does focus partly on that people take care of themselves, but it also focuses on people take care of their minds and their, you know, the people around them and what they're doing with the community. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you know, it all comes hand in hand.
And was it a bit of a shock that you got crowned Mr. Gay Australia?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shock. I wasn't actually planning on it, but yeah, through same, and a couple of other things, it just kind of happened. It was a bit of a whirlwind actually, and here we are. So let's rewind. Take us back. Now, you're a Queenslander, obviously. Tell us, what was it like growing up in Queensland for you? Growing up in Queensland was very different to life here in Sydney. Spending my childhood there, you know, with two brothers and living with my dad, it was quite a man's man world. So being gay was not very acceptable, and it was, you know, just a little bit harder than, you know, everyone else had it for me. But it was good. It kept me grounded. It built up my morals and things like that. I was very, you know, old school taught. And then I came down here just for, you know, one night. One day just went to the airport, flew down, saw the gay life, and just the bright lights and everything appealed to me. So I decided, hey, I want to live there and be gay and be accepted. I went to a private school for most of my life, so I was very sheltered and didn't have a great deal of knowledge of anything that was going on. And then I went to a public school for maybe 2 years, I think, and the whole world changed for me. I discovered all kinds of things, boys, girls, drinking, like just the stuff that normal kids get up to, I guess you would say. I wasn't out at school, but there was a pretty strong consensus that I might be gay. And I wasn't embarrassed about it. I didn't actually know enough about it or about myself to really know what was going on inside. I was quite confused. I had a couple of girlfriends, you know, and I'd still been interested in guys, so it was all a little bit confusing, but I knew at the time being gay and coming out was not acceptable and would not have been cool.
Do you think that the Mr. Gay competition, which is relatively new, do you think that that is going to create a lot more positive role models?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping actually from this. I would love to be able to give back to the community and give people a sense that, you know, being gay isn't just about, you know, your sexuality. There's a lot more about it, and, you know, lifestyle's different for so many different types of people, and it's just another lifestyle.
Yeah, it's all about looking after the sausage, isn't it? Which reminds me, I'm just about to burn these guys. But do you think that there are issues that people are facing now that you didn't face when you were growing up?
The world has changed significantly since I was young. I mean, the use of online applications and on your iPhone to be able to meet people and then hook up.
Having sex with a perfect stranger is so much easier now than perhaps growing up in Brisbane back when you and I went through the 90s.
Yeah, definitely. And especially, I mean, in Sydney, it's such a concentrated area. So there is so much variety at your fingertips and close by. So being able to find someone in a heartbeat is just a little bit too easy, I think.
Speaking of easy, I got to keep looking at these sausages. Now, what I do want you to do is cry for me, because you didn't cry when we were talking about your childhood, but can you sort out the onions? Thank you so much for opening up. Thank you for peeling back the layers on your character and your life story. Now, there's one thing that I need to say to you, and that is, get your mouth around the sausage and tell us what you think of it. You just squirted all over me. We've been chatting to Mr. Gay Australia, Benjamin Michael. This is the part of the show where we get a few questions from our Facebook friends. Are you ready for it?
Sure I am.
From Nicole Hutchinson. What did your parents say when you came out?
Well, I didn't really have a great deal to do with my mum growing up, so she wasn't... I really didn't get that in depth with her, but with my father, he thought it was a phase. He was very old school, so he always thought I was going to end up with a girl, and always said, you know, oh, you'll end up with her, or you end up with this other girl. For him, the whole idea of me being gay and living a fulfilling gay life just was too hard for him to understand. What
motivates you to overcome challenges? This is from Miss Jess.
I think the bigger picture motivates me. I've got quite high ambitions, and I'm working really hard at making my future successful. So just, focusing on what's ahead of me keeps me going.
Now, Bhuvan Kumar has asked, how much does beauty, vanity, physical perfection have a part in crowning you or anyone Mr. Gay, as opposed to moral and life values?
I think this competition focuses on both aspects of your life, your physical and your mental. So, I mean, you need to be able to take care of yourself physically as well as mentally to stand a good chance in this competition.
Johan de Jute has asked, do you support civil unions and gay marriage?
I support equality, but I think this whole gay marriage has been so blown out of the water that I'm kind of afraid that when it does happen, so many people are going to jump for the chance to get married just because they can without putting a lot of thought into it. And once the first gay divorces start happening because of this, the people that are against it from the beginning will use that as ammunition to say, well, they didn't take it seriously, so why should we take them seriously?
So thank you for coming along, and thank you for enjoying the barbecue. I see that you haven't eaten all of your sausage. So I'm going to let you eat your sausage. I'm David Graham for Inside Out, and join me again next time we get into the real stories of people in our community.